everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic connectors. Now, this is part 15. Well, in our earlier session, we were discussing some result denoting connectors. So, in this session, again, we are going to discuss some more connectors. Well, in this session, we will discuss some more types of connectors. In this session, we will discuss purpose denoting connectors. After that, we'll discuss definition of purpose denoting connectors. Then types of conjunctions denoting purpose. Then, or you can say types of connectors denoting purpose. After that, we'll discuss some types of connectors or some connectors or purpose denoting connectors, that is in order that and then so that. So let's begin the session. First of all, we'll discuss that what are purpose denoting connectors. Now, purpose is something, a thing that is your motive, that the thing you want to do, that something that one needs to do, or the aim of someone. So, definition of purpose denoting connectors. Here you can see purpose denoting connectors are used to explicitly state the reason or intention behind an action or statement in a sentence. It means whatever the motive is there, whatever the intention is there to do that particular work, to do that particular thing, or to discuss about that particular thing is actually the purpose. That is the intention, the aim, the motive. They clarify why something is done. So this is somewhere very important keyword over here, that is why. Why something happened, why something is done. Helping to make writer's intent or the intention and the causal relationships within the text clear. These connectors are essential for conveying motives and intentions in both written and spoken communication. So whenever you want to state some reason, whenever you want to state some intention, or whenever you want to show that this is your motive behind this or behind doing this, this is actually the purpose. So if there is a conjunction that introduces the clause that contains the purpose, is actually the purpose denoting connector. Types of conjunctions denoting purpose. Now, what are various types of conjunctions, or what are various conjunctions that can denote purpose? First of all, we can have in order that, and other is so that. So these two can be the conjunctions that are used to show purpose. First of all, we'll discuss in order that. So meaning of in order that introduces a clause explaining the purpose or reason for the action described in the main clause. It means there will be two clauses. One is the main clause, that is the entire sentence, the complete sentence. After that, we'll have the phrase in order that, and after that, we'll have the clause that contains the purpose or the motive behind the thing that has happened or occurred in the main clause, or that has been already mentioned in the main clause. This connector is often used to clearly spell out the intended outcome or goal of an action. For example, she studies hard in order that she may pass the exam. So, what is the purpose behind her studying hard? Is that she may pass the exam. So, her motive is to pass or to qualify her exam with good marks. So, just for this, she is studying hard. She studies very hard. So, this is the action, this is the main clause, and this is the purpose behind the action that has already occurred in the main clause. In order that connects the action of studying hard with the purpose passing the exam. So this is how we can use in order that to link two clauses together, in which one is the main clause and the other one is the purpose clause. Now let us move forward. Here we have uses of in order that. Express purpose or intention. So this is the basic and the primary function of in order that it will express the purpose or motive behind the action or the situation. It specifically indicates the reason why an action is performed. What is the motive behind it? What is the intention of that particular person or the particular subject who is doing or performing that particular action? He saved money. Why? For what? In order that he could buy a car. So this was his motive. This was his goal to achieve. He wants to buy a car. That is why he saved money. So the purpose of saving this money is just that he wanted a car. Now let us move forward. The second use is to introduce result clauses. It leads into clauses that describe the intended result. It means whatever your intention is there, whatever your motive is there, whatever you want to do anything, that is the outcome, that is the effect, that is the result that will be shown in that particular in order that clause. For instance, she left early in order that she would not miss her train. So her purpose is that she would not miss her train. So she left early. So she left early is actually the thing. This is the main clause in which she does an action. And the purpose of this action is that she does not want to miss her train. Or she did not want to miss her train. Now let us move to the next one. Structure of in order that. Now this one is very, very important. First of all, we'll have the main clause. After that, we'll have in order that. And after that, we'll have the purpose clause. That is it. But the main thing is main clause. This is the part of the sentence that describes the primary action or situation. After that, in order that is a phrase used as the connector to introduce the purpose clause and the main clause. It acts as a bridge between the main action and the reason behind it. So, in order that is just a connector, is just a bridge between these two clauses. Now, purpose clause. This clause explains the purpose, intention, or desired outcome of the action mentioned in the main clause. It often includes a modal verb like can, could, may, might to indicate possibility or potential. Now, this thing is very, very important. We should highlight this, that this part is very, very important. Why so? Because this is actually the structure of the sentence. Whenever we have in order that, after that, whatever the clause is there, that will serve the purpose, or that will, there you will mention the purpose of doing that particular action that has been mentioned in the main clause. The main thing is that in order that and the purpose clause, this purpose clause should contain a modal, or it should be in subjunctive mood. It means if something is not factual, it is just imagination, or if it shows something that can happen, if it is described by the modals, or something which is imaginary. So whenever we find an imaginary action, that is always followed by, that always follows in order that clause, or in order that. She studied every day. Now this is the thing that she does, or that she did. So this is the main clause. Now we have in order that, and after that she might pass her exams. Now this is just imaginary, pure imagination. This is not actually done or not a fact. We are using a might, that as a modal. So it is just making us imagine the situation. It is not actually the thing that has been done. It is actually the thing that can happen, or that may happen, or that might happen. So it is just a pure imagination. You cannot say that this is actual. So this shows imagination and the subjunctive mood. So this is very, very important about this type of situation, or this type of sentence. Main clause, she studied every day, whereas in the purpose clause, we are having a modal which shows that she wants to pass her exam. Rules associated with in order that. First of all, the most important thing is subjunctive mood. The clause following in order that often uses subjunctive mood, especially in formal English. This involves using the base form of the verb. So here we use base form of the verb. Why so? Because we know well, if there is an imaginary situation and we are using modals, and modals are always followed by the base form of the verb. Now, one more thing is there. If I use I wish, as if. So, if I'm using these types of phrases, we can have the past plural form of verbs, as the rule is already predefined. She studied diligently in order that she might pass the exam. Now, in this sentence, we can see, in this sentence, might pass is a form of the subjunctive mood, expressing a desire or a possibility rather than a certainty. So here we are not talking about certainty. We do not talk about certainty. In fact, we talk about the imaginative situations, or you can say subjunctive mood. Modal verbs. More commonly in modern usage, the clause after in order that may use modal verbs like can, could, may, might to express possibility or potential that will not show the certainty or the actuality. She works hard in order that she may succeed. So here you can say that in order that, and after that we have the purpose clause in which we are using a modal verb, and modal verbs are always followed by verb 1. That is the first form of the verb. Now, formality, in order that, it's typically more formal. Now, what happens when we speak regularly or in our day-to-day communication? We use normal English. We don't use hard words, difficult words, or we do not use many conjunctions. In fact, we select a few of them and we frequently use those conjunctions. But in a formal way, when we are writing some documents, especially the law ones, there this is used frequently. In less formal contexts, alternatives like so that or to are often used. So basically in our speaking we use so that and to, and we don't use, or you can say rarely use, we can say we often use in order that. Sentence structure: ensure that the sentence has two clear parts. The main clause, that is the action, and the purpose clause, that is the reason or goal connected by in order that. Clarity and purpose: the use of in order that should clearly convey the purpose or intended outcome of the action described in the main clause. It is important that this connection is logical and directly related to the action. So this is true that if there is a connection, there is a purpose that should be connected, that should has the close connection with the action that has been performed in the main action. You cannot say that the purpose is somewhere different and the sentence is different. That will not make any sense. Examples of in order that: the regulations were changed in order that no individual be excluded. The manager arranged a workshop in order that each team member be better trained. Here you can see in the sentences, the regulations were changed. It means whatever the rules were there, they were changed in order that no individual be excluded. It means every individual should be informed about that or should be well aware of the regulations. They should not be excluded. The manager arranged a workshop. For what? Workshop is just to train his employees or to each member. So there must be a training for all of those. Therefore, this workshop has been arranged. Now, if I write the sentence like the manager arranged a workshop so that the customers will be satisfied. Now, in order that the customers will be satisfied. Now, there is no match of the main clause action and the purpose. So that will be something which is not correct. So that will be the incorrect sentence. So main clause, whatever the action has been performed in the main clause, should directly connect with the purpose given. He wakes up early in order that he might have more time for exercise. She reads extensively in order that she may broaden her knowledge. The document was prepared meticulously in order that the legal requirements could be fully met. The schedule was adjusted, and the purpose behind this, in order that all attendees could participate in the conference. I take notes during meetings in order that I might remember the key points discussed. So this is very important. They set up a fund in order that resources could be available for emergency situations. The teacher simplified the instructions in order that the students could understand the assignment more easily. The company expanded its customer service department in order that client inquiries could be handled more efficiently. Now here we'll discuss so that. I hope the purpose behind teaching in order that is clear to you now. Now we'll discuss so that. This is another part of the conjunction which is not formal as that of in order that. So it is less formal than that, but it is also used formally as well as informally. First of all, we'll discuss the meaning of so that. So that is a purpose-denoting connector used to indicate the reason or purpose behind an action. Again, this serves the same motive as we had discussed in the purpose denoting conjunction. In order that, so here this word so that will also show something, some reason or the purpose behind any action. It links two clauses with the main clause typically presenting an action, situation or condition, and the so that clause explaining the intended result, outcome or purpose of that action. So it is similar to that of in order that. This connector helps in clearly conveying why something is done or why a certain condition is necessary. For example, I saved money so that I could buy a new car. So what was my purpose? Why did I save money? Just for I could buy a car, because I wanted to buy a car. So that connects the action of saving money to the purpose of buying a car. So it is again action, then we have connector, and then we have purpose. So just to connect action with the purpose, or action and the purpose behind it, we can use these connectors to join these two things, that is action and the purpose behind it. Uses of so that indicates intention or purpose. It shows the reason behind an action or decision. She studies hard so that she can pass her exams. Introduce result clause. So that leads into clauses that describe the intended result of the action in the main clause. For example, he left early so that he would not miss the flight. Express cause and effect. It is used to highlight a cause and effect relationship between two parts of a sentence. For example, I took an umbrella so that I would not get wet in the rain. So the purpose was, this is the purpose, and the purpose was that I would not get wet. Whereas the action was, and for this purpose, what I did, I took an umbrella. So this is the action that I performed. For what? The purpose behind it, that I would not get wet. Suggest a goal or aim. So that is often used to specify the goal or aim of an action. For example, the team practiced daily so that they could win the championship. So the purpose of their practicing daily is just because they wanted to win. So that they could win. Now, variation in tense and mood depending on the context, so that can be followed by different verb forms, including the indicative mood for factual purposes or modal verbs for potential or hypothetical purposes. Now, this one is again very important. Basically, whenever we use in order that, what we define the subjunctive mood of the sentence, whereas or subjective mood of the verb. But in this case, whenever we are using so that, we basically include indicative mood. Now, indicative mood refers to the factual purposes. Now, there we read some purposes which were imaginative. Those were subjunctive. Subjective means imagination. But indicative means which are facts, which are actuality, which shows actuality. Now, factual purposes or modal verbs for potential or hypothetical purposes. We save money so that we can go on vacation. So this is not an imagination. In fact, this is a pure fact. Structure of so that, main clause, so that, and result purpose of clause. Now we can also have the sentence like she studied hard so that she could go on vacation. So the fact behind it, this is the fact. If she had completed her course, she would be able to go to the vacation. Now, main clause. This part of the sentence describes the primary action, situation, or condition. Then we have so that. This phrase is the connector that introduces the result or purpose clause. It links the main action or situation with its intended outcome or reason. Result or purpose clause. This clause explains the intended result, outcome, or purpose of the action or situation mentioned in the main clause. It often includes a modal verb like can, could, may, might to express possibility, ability, or permission, especially when the outcome is potential or desired rather than certain. Now, again, it is not the thing that only the factual things will come. Imagination situations may also come, but you need to write a modal verb over there just to show the possibility or the certainty behind something. For example, if I say I will go, this shows the certainty that yes, I want to do this definitely. And if I say I may go, so it is just showing the possibility. For example, she saved money so that she could buy a new house. So main clause is she saved money, and the result or the purpose behind is that behind it that she could buy a new house. Rules associated with so that, first of all, use with the different verb forms. The clause following so that can use various verb forms, including the indicative mood for factual purposes or modal verbs like can, could, may, might for potential or hypothetical purposes. Clarity or purpose, clarity of purpose, ensure that the use of so that clearly conveys the reason or intention behind the action or situation. Nothing other will be defined within this clause. The purpose should be directly related to the action in the main clause. This is actually we have already read, but this is just to repeat the use of so that as well. The action in the main clause should logically lead to the outcome or purpose expressed in so that clause. The cause and effect relationship should be clear and reasonable. It is not like that in main clause you are showing some other action and the purpose that you are showing is not connected with that action. There the sentence will be incorrect. Now, position in the sentence. So that usually comes in the middle of the sentence, connecting the main clause and the purpose clause. However, it can occasionally start a sentence for emphasis or stylistic reasons, particularly in formal writing. Now, let us have some examples of so that. He left early so that he could avoid the traffic. I wrote detailed instructions so that anyone can follow them. She took a photography course so that she could improve her skills. We installed solar panels so that we could reduce our energy bills. Just because by solar panels, this is the actually action that we did, and the purpose behind this that we could reduce our energy bills because we'll get the solar energy. The CEO held a meeting so that all employees could understand the new policies. I called you so that we could discuss the project details. They saved money so that they could buy a house. I set an alarm so that I would not oversleep. Or I wake up early. He explained the procedure slowly so that everyone could grasp it. We added more signs so that visitors would not get lost. Now here, because of adding sign, what will happen? Visitors would be able to see those signs and would follow those signs and they would not get lost. I studied hard for the exam. So this is the action that I did. And for what? What was my purpose behind it? So that I could achieve a high score. So this is the purpose. So this is how we can show the purpose. The team practiced rigorously so that they would be prepared for the tournament. So that we could understand better, the professor illustrated his points with examples. Though this rarely appears in the beginning of the sentence, but it can happen. You can also make the sentences using so that in the beginning of the sentence. Though rarely we use this type of a structure, but it can be. So that the garden thrives, she waters it every morning. Now, I hope you got all the examples. You understood the meaning of so that, and in order that both can be substituted with one another, with each other. One more thing is there that if you use these words in communication as well, both of the phrases are suitable. You can use either of the two phrases in your speech as well. Thanks to you.